Digital downloads, or billing clients for services, Samcart is where you get paid for whatever it is that you do. At Samcart, you can sell anything and everything using our library of pre-made templates that have been used to generate billions of dollars in sales. Bring your sales page to life with the drag and drop builder. Offer your customers more ways to pay you by selling payment plans, subscriptions, bundles, and even pay what you want offers. You can sell your products as one lump sum or break up those payments into smaller chunks with payment plans. You can grow your recurring income with built-in subscriptions. And these are just a few ways that Samcart makes it easy for you to get paid for what you do. And now built into every single Samcart account is the brand new Samcart courses, the perfect solution for securely delivering your video courses, ebooks, and memberships all in one place. And it is built right into every single Samcart account. With the new Samcart courses, you can create a robust lesson plan for your students and even drip out the content on your own schedule. You can boost your sales by selling different tiers and bundles of your course. And did you know that right now, over 30% of your students never even make it to the first video? Which is why we developed Samcart's auto-enroll technology, which seamlessly takes your students from buying to learning in one simple step. No lost passwords, no support tickets, just more happy customers getting exactly what they bought every time. But what if you're a brand new course creator? Or you've always wanted to add an online course to whatever it is that you already sell? Then do not miss the Samcart Course Creation Challenge. Over 20 videos and lessons that will help you launch your first online course in just 14 days. You'll learn everything from cameras and lighting to launching and selling your first online course. And whenever you're ready, you can showcase and sell your course on one simple page, built with Samcart's drag and drop editor. Easily create high converting sales pages by adding video trailers, countdown timers, and more. Our mission at Samcart is to put the selling power of the world's largest brands into your hands, multiplying your sales with powerful features like one-click upsells, order bumps, and more. In fact, Samcart's database proves that adding a single one-click upsell increases your average order value by 68%. And next are the order bumps. Just one order bump boosts sales by an average of 31%. Create your first bump, and 1 out of 3 customers is going to hit that add to order button and make you more money. Selling subscriptions? Well, what are you doing about failed payments? Your customers' credit cards are constantly being lost, stolen, or expiring. So what happens when those payments fail? Well, instead of chasing down your clients, we created the Samcart Subscription Saver. Samcart automatically updates your customers' credit cards without you lifting a finger. So your subscription payments come in on time, which lets you focus back on growing your business. And for any advanced sellers doing 6 figures and up already, Samcart has all the tools you need to keep scaling. You can A/B test your product pages in real time and let the results guide you to your next move. You can see which version of your page converts the highest and make more money in the process. Turn your business into a well-oiled machine by integrating Samcart with all of your favorite tools for sending emails, managing contacts, and even doing your taxes. Samcart's integrations let you effortlessly track your return on ad spend, create new customer profiles, automatically ship out your products, and keep your team in the loop with updates and notifications. So let's launch your next course, ebook, mastermind group, CPG brand, or digital agency today. Samcart is home to over 20,000 creators who have sold more than $2 billion of their own products and services on Samcart. You can join them today and see why the right tool makes all the difference. Get started for free today at samcart.com. All right, and welcome everybody to today's edition of Creator U Live. For those of you guys who maybe are joining us from Molly's side of the fence, welcome to Creator U Live. This is an exclusive event, something that is normally reserved and is very behind closed doors, but we're super excited to welcome in Molly's audience and have you guys join us. Molly, who insisted that she would be someone who would be able to share this with her crew. So for those of you guys who are joining us from Molly's side of the fence, thank you guys so much for joining us. Super excited you guys are here. But what is Creator U? Why are we here? Let me go ahead. I'm gonna bring up. I got a slide thing here. Give me 1 second. It's coming. There it is. There's our slide. So Creator U is all about your guys. Hold on 1 second. Waiting for it. Hide controls. That's what I want. I want it just a little bit bigger. And we got it. Creator U Live is your guys' chance to get coached and mentored by some just incredibly amazing, verified, badass entrepreneurs, right? So those of you guys who are in Creator U, well, obviously everybody watching this is a part of Creator U. Creator U is our library of incredible content, all specifically for creators, right? It's like kind of like masterclass, but like just for people trying to grow and create an online empire of their own. And Creator U Live is just for you guys, the premium subscribers, the creme de la creme, who have decided to join us 2 times a month. We get together and do exactly this. So do me a favor. If you guys are with us live right now, text us right this very second. Let us know who you are and where you're from. Text 512-812-7894. This is how we're going to take FAQs during the whole call. This is our chance to get a chance to chat with you guys and to talk live and to have you guys ask questions of me, ask questions of Molly as we dive into today's topic. But literally, take out your phone, text us, let us know what is your name, where you're coming in from, 512-812-7894. Once we have that text thread kind of set up between us, a heck of a lot easier for you guys to text your questions and get them asked throughout today's call, right? So take it out, 512-812-7894. Get that question rolling. So today we have Molly Mahoney, someone who has been an awesome friend, an awesome partner, someone who's just, has done awesome things on Samcard here for a few years from the preparedperformer.com. Many of you guys joining us here today are from Molly's side of the fence, Molly's world. So for you guys, welcome on this side. From the Creator U Live side, very excited for you guys to meet Molly and talk about free marketing. It's one of my favorite titles that we've had for an entire Creator U Live. I think it's extremely clear what we're going to be talking about today, something that you guys, everybody should be excited to learn about, as Molly is someone who is, again, very much out there on the front lines talking about what is happening right now, what tactics and strategies are working for growing your audiences without spending a dime, and that is what we're going to dive into. So again, for those of you guys who don't know, Creator U is our Netflix library, our huge training resource with all kinds of awesome training from everything from creating products to growing your audience and getting traffic in more different places, to scaling your business, to creating awesome offers. And there's just so much stuff in here. I think at last count, we were close to or over, I think we're right over now, 50 individual trainings that you guys can get access to for Creator U is just $12 a month. It costs virtually nothing to get access to this entire library. And if I go over and kind of check this out, this is the Creator U library actually in person, right? So you guys can come in here and say, hey, look at all these awesome trainings on traffic and ads. Here's a bunch of stuff on marketing and sales strategies. Here's a bunch of stuff on launching and scaling. Here's a bunch of stuff. It just goes on and on and on. And we're super excited to give you guys a chance. Head over to creatoru.com if you want to learn more about it. But again, most of you guys in Creator U Live, you have access to this, and you have the premium version, which is, again, Creator U Live. These calls we do twice a month. You can go back and watch any of the older calls on demand. I think Molly is our 14th Creator U Live for the year. So crazy exciting. There is 25, 26 hours of incredible, awesome training you guys can go back and watch on demand. Make sure you log into your Creator U app and check that out anytime. Coming soon, we have a couple, you guys know we're always adding things to Creator U. We have the first sale challenge. We'll be coming to Creator U, I think next week, maybe the week after. But it is how to go from zero to your first sale and kickstart your online empire, right? So it's basically like if I had to start over from scratch, right, and go back out, how would I go about getting my very first sale online? And this is a very, very powerful thing coming to you guys very, very soon. We also have the Creator U orientation. So we basically have mapped out all this stuff inside of the Creator U library and are going to give you guys sort of the blueprint for, hey, listen, this is where I'd start. You know what I mean? I want you to get every ounce of goodness out of the entire Creator U library. And so depending on whether you are just starting out, maybe you have some sales and you're trying to keep growing. Maybe you have a bunch of sales and you're trying to scale, right? We are going to have tracks for you guys set up where you guys can go in there and say, cool, hey, start here, then go here, right? And we'll point you in the right direction for your Creator U library, right? Upcoming lives. On September 23rd, we have Scott Oldford, another awesome creator, another guy who's been on Samcard for a long time, doing a lot of really, really great stuff, talking about something he has called the nuclear effect, right? So again, when Scott starts talking, it's worth listening to. And then on October 7th, we have Justin Brook from adskills.com talking about how to get 10,000 leads a day, right? And so, Justin's somebody who's very, very good with paid advertising, paid traffic. Keep that in mind. Mark your calendars, though. the September 23rd, October 7th, both of them going to be awesome, great trainings to come and check out. But for today, we are here with Molly Mahoney. We are here with free marketing. And so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to be bringing up Molly here in a little bit. But for all of you guys in the app, everybody in Molly's side of the fence, everybody watching unlisted on YouTube, is wherever you guys watching, it's kind of all over the place. Keep your trigger fingers on that text message thing. But we go ahead and love to welcome Molly Mahoney. Molly, what is going on?
Hello. Man, I'm so stoked about this. I hijacked the back of this stream and I'm telling all my peeps about it too. So I'm like feverishly back here sending messages to my team. I didn't know I was going to be able to sneak things out into the world. And I'm so looking forward to diving into this. Man, I just love Sam Cart so much, which I know you know. How am I not wearing my Sam Cart swag right now?
I don't know. And listen, most times we hop on, you are, which is a testament.
I know. It's been a busy day around here.
It's pretty great. But Molly, super excited to talk about free marketing. I laughed so hard the moment I saw that, title come through, because you're talking with David and we're setting these things up months ahead of time, stuff like that. I came through. I was like, that is perfectly Molly and perfectly the sweet spot of what you should be talking about. So talk to me about, because you also have a mini course inside of Creator U. And actually, maybe I can bring it back up and we'll actually just go and show that off, because anybody who's
I have been wondering about this. Yes.
Yeah. So if we go into Creator U, right, Molly, you are we just talked about it, is $0 marketing strategies, right? And you guys can come, and this mini course is what we could call it. It's quick hitting. It's beautiful. Honestly, Molly, you actually went very in depth. It was awesome. But this is available to anyone inside of Creator U. We talked about it last week when it went live, the week before that, whatever. We would have emailed everybody about it, but anybody can come in here that has Creator U and learn all about $0 marketing strategies and what Molly has going on here. Molly, talk to us about $0 marketing strategies. 36 minutes. You've got some links, you've got some downloads, some swipe files, things like that. Like, talk to us about what is in $0 marketing strategies. And then we, of course, get a chance today in Creator U Live to dive in and get really deep on more of this good stuff.
Yeah. So in this training, we go into our social selling circle, which really is our full system for being able to generate loads of connections, loads of conversations, and then obviously loads of sales, which we love because that's where you can actually make that bigger impact on your community. So we walk through the whole entire thing in there. Yeah, you can see there's all kinds of stats. We have little examples and scripts and case studies and all kinds of stuff. And then what I have at the end also is I took my top 100 best performing posts, organic posts, and these are written posts mainly, and which is kind of interesting because we do so much with video. So some people don't realize how much we actually do with simple written posts, and I kind of break them down and I give you an opportunity to be able to get those. It's really awesome. So I got those in there too. It's good.
Absolutely love
it. Oh my gosh, this is the one that we're going to talk about. Wait, can we pause right here?
Oh, this is it.
We're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
Can you just look at her numbers? So when I did this training, she had 69,000 followers on TikTok. And she had just started a few months before that with her TikTok videos. Since then, I haven't even looked at it this morning. I need to look, because on Sunday, she did a video that, man, went wild, totally organic. I'm going to bring it up right now and show it to you, because this video, we'll talk about why it works so well. Let me pull it up. As of this morning, she had generated 400 appointments with this one video. They broke Calendly like 4 times. The video itself, okay, she now has 212,000 followers, and you have the before picture, so you can see it right there.
Oh my goodness.
Her video is at 2.3 million.
Wow. And hold on, let's back up for a second.
So I'll show you
let's back up for a second. We're talking about one video on TikTok that was posted. How long has this video been out in the world?
Maybe less than a week, because it happened Monday morning. She called me freaking out because it was Labor Day and they were planning on being closed, but they had forgotten to close the Calendly for Labor Day because it was like, they didn't even think about it. And then the whole thing got filled on Labor Day. So her team member, Kayla, actually just messaged me and said she needs help because she's losing her voice.
That's a good problem to have, though. So we're talking about a video that was posted this week that now has over 2 million views, has generated some 150,000 new followers for her TikTok account, and how many appointments have been booked? 400
Over
plus?
400. And then they're moving them to a
Goodness.
$300 product set up inside SamCart. It is amazing.
Wow. Okay.
It's so
So
cool.
listen,
And then
I don't know if
let me
there's
just
like a
hold on,
better.
hold on. I need to tell you
Go.
really quick.
Yeah.
There's a $300 thing that they're selling first, and then they're moving into a higher ticket year-long program. She helped me to lose 20 pounds already with this program also. So I'm just like obsessed with her. And this is so awesome. So thanks.
Go. Wow.
That's cool.
Okay. See, now we're talking. That is big time. Okay. So I'm not sure we could do a better like advertisement of what's coming next. You know what I mean? This is the kind of stuff we're going to be talking about. We'll be talking in some of these case studies. I'll go ahead and bring, let me get the Creator U Live, like your mini back up here, right? But this is the kind of stuff that's available inside of Creator U. And of course, Creator U Live is now your chance to ask questions, get coached up, get mentored by Molly, ask this kind of stuff, right? But again, $0 marketing strategies, highly, highly recommended inside of Creator U now at this exact moment in time. So you guys can come in here, you can watch Molly's mini, you can check out all the other awesome stuff inside of Creator U, get those swipe files going, the social media swipe files as well. Man, oh my gosh, Molly, that is just so exciting. That is super, super, super cool. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back up on screen here really quick. Text your questions again to 512-812-7894. I'm actually going to I'm going to bring this up. I'm just going to leave this on screen for a little bit because I like to make sure everybody kind of like knows. Okay, yeah. But there is our questions line. I would love for you guys to text that number right now. Let us know who you are, where you're logging in from. Let us know if you're from Molly's side. Let us know if you're from our side, right? Very, very cool, but super excited to kind of kick into this Creator U Live. Molly, I'm going to start with a question that I got this week that we were talking about. Somebody was a Creator U subscriber was talking about this on Facebook. And they asked the question that I think is an interesting place to start, right? Is if you had no audience, if you had no whatever right now, you're starting from scratch, right? And you wanted to say, okay, cool, I want to grow an audience. I want to grow a following because everyone knows a bigger following means opportunities for sales and all that kind of good stuff. Where would you start right now, September 9th, 2022? Where would you start?
So before you decide where you're going to start, I would look at where your ideal client is, right? There's two places I would ask. Like,
Great
I don't know you. Yeah. So know where your ideal client is. And that means if we're looking in the world of the internet, which social media platform are they spending time on? Where are they hanging out with their friends and family, that kind of thing. So I would do that. And then I would also, this is like, maybe people don't talk about this. I would also look at the platform that you actually enjoy. Because if you take something like TikTok, for example, our client, Dr. E, has done so well there. I don't really like TikTok.
I can't imagine there's a lot of people that think, oh yeah, TikTok's really for me. You know what I mean? Like,
and I mean, she didn't like it either, I guess, at first, but she pushed through. So I'm trying to use her as my inspiration.
I think she's doing just fine. Yeah.
I think she's fine.
Yep. I think she's doing
But what I love about what she did is that she made it right for her. So if you follow her on Instagram, she actually does fun dancing videos with her team. But on TikTok, she doesn't. She decided it was going to be her thing. She was going to focus only on value, and they're slightly longer videos, which is not what most people suggest there. And that I love that that's what worked for her because she paid attention to what worked for herself as a human being. So if it was me and you're actually asking Molly Mahoney what she would do, is that what you're asking?
We're asking Molly Mahoney. That is what we're asking.
Okay. I would start with Facebook because that's the platform I like the most. And I know that my people are there. And what I would do is I wouldn't start by putting out like loads and loads of content right away. The first thing that I would do actually is kind of prime the pump. So I would make sure that I was putting out human-based content, like things that, I love to give the example of asking the question, Brussels sprouts, yes or no, just little kind of like connection stuff, sunsets, things like that, to let people know that I was a human being. And then I would start connecting with people. So I would go and find people that I already knew as a human. I would find people maybe that I want to connect with in the SamCart group because I love SamCart so much and the group is so awesome. I'd start providing value. I'd start, adding friends and really building a community. And then slowly I would start adding in some value-based posts. So I wouldn't jump straight to promotion, which is what most people do. I'd add in things that provide value. And we love to focus on this idea called the tree of beliefs so that you're matching or instilling beliefs all along the way. And so then I would start to develop a more structured content plan. And then eventually I would start live videos because we're going to get into why, but not that I expect people to show up for them because that doesn't really happen as much as it used to anymore. I'll show you what we'll do with that. Yeah.
I like it. I like it very much. That's a great answer. I think, yeah, I think the building community and real relationships is something that's really funny, right? Because I think that kind of went out of style, right? There was like a point in which that was all it was. And everybody kind of understood it, right? It's like email subscribers and build a relationship and do this, and then you kind of like cash in. And then there was like this weird point in time where like Facebook got really, really hot and like Instagram got really hot. And it was like, no relationships, just like post content and like that's it. It just happens. Like that's kind of how it goes. And it's
And
funny
make
to
it
see
all
that some people-
fake evergreen webinars.
Exactly, right? Yeah, make a super fake, automated systems all over the place and you go live on a beach or something somewhere. At least that's like, I think the probably not great bill of goods that was sold to a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's great. I love that answer. I love we're building relationships and kind of coming back and I think that's a great foundational starting point. It's really, really awesome. But anyway,
And
okay.
one
awesome.
other thing actually that we did, one other thing that we did in the very beginning that was super helpful with that is that I reached out to people that I knew that already had a community of my ideal clients. And I asked if I could do a free training in their specific Facebook group. So doing these like guest spots in different Facebook groups was really helpful for me when I first got started.
I absolutely love that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, go where audiences are, right? If you have somebody, I call that borrowing an audience, right? Is you've got there are all these people out there that own your people. And I mean, Molly, you've done enough of this to understand, like those people are always looking for more content. You know what I mean? Like they're always looking for.
They're tired.
You want to get? I was going to say, like, you want to give me a day off? Like, yeah, go talk about your stuff, and as long as it's good and it's valuable and that kind of stuff, which
I love it.
Most people get, I think, pretty intuitively. I think that's great. Okay, awesome. I love that. Okay, so we answered a question first, guys. Your questions. This is the number. I'll go ahead. I'll put myself up with Molly here really quick. The number is down below. Text your questions. What questions do you have about free marketing? We are going to dive in. Molly has some case studies. Molly's got some stories that, like, are freaking TikTok doctor lady over there that just freaking. Let's recap that really quick. 150,000 new followers since Sunday.
Yes.
400 booked appointments since Sunday.
Yes.
Right. And 2 million plus views on one dumb TikTok video. I'm sorry, I can't.
It was a really amazing, powerful TikTok video.
I'm sure it was probably awesome. I don't mean, I in no way am I demeaning the content and the quality, but I'm just laughing, thinking like the mechanism was just a video.
One
on TikTok,
short,
right?
easy to create TikTok video. And yeah, I mean, I can show you the whole thing. I just am, it's so awesome.
So cool. That's so freaking cool. Awesome. All right, awesome. Well, Molly, I'm going to turn it over to you, right?
Okay.
As I pour myself my my nice Coke Zero here, as I'm going to be.
I love it. I just underneath the desk, I just moved things from my Starbucks cup into a.
There you go. Exactly right. I was going to say, I was like, you know what? I used to try to hide it. I used to be like, I'm over here, and I'm like, everyone can hear me pouring something. I'm like, listen, no, guys, it's a Coke Zero. It's out of a Coke. It's out of a coffee mug. I'm not that fancy, all right? I like it. Awesome. Well, Molly, take us away.
Okay, I've got some things already up here on the screen too. So I am going to share the screen.
Okay,
and then
awesome. So here we go. Molly's screen is upcoming. I'm going to go ahead. I will leave the text question line and everything down below that you guys can go check out. But yeah, Molly, this is your screen. Take us away.
I love it. So we got free marketing. And I'm going to jump right into the biggest point of this, which is live video views don't matter. And I know this kind of hits a lot of people in the gut, like how on earth could this be possible? So I'm going to start with a case study right at the top from the amazing Sean Q. If you don't know him and you're looking to make sales, oh my gosh, he is such an amazing sales coach. And he needed to be able to connect with more people and generate more leads, generate more traffic, build more of a community. And so we showed him our strategy. Now, before he went live, he's in our Glam membership, which is our highest level mastermind. And before he went live, he didn't do all the steps that I say to do about how to promote it. But that's okay. I say it's like a parfait. You got to start somewhere, right? So he went live. There was no one. It's a parfait. It's not an onion. It has layers, but ogres like onions, but we like parfaits.
I do. Yeah.
Yep. So he went live and this is what he said. Okay. So no one showed up to my weekly live stream today. I felt super bummed and like, ugh, but someone watched the replay an hour ago, reached out to a mutual friend who happened to be a client, and that client praised our program. That client then said, I should hop on a call with this person. So we did, and they ended up paying $10K in full for our mastermind out of nowhere right then. The point is, do the thing even if no one shows up.
Dude, wow. Oh, I love that so hard. And I think that's such a great, like, one of the things I always think about is I was at an event not long ago. So you remember Ashley, right? We met Ashley in
Oh,
Miami.
yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah. So I was at her event. I was speaking on stage last week.
Awesome.
And so we talked about the same thing. It was like the idea that, what do I do when I launch something? I bring something to life. It's a live, it's a product, it's a whatever, right? And like 2 people show up, right? And it's like, listen, the answer is you bust it for 2 people, you know what I mean? Or 3 people or whatever, right? Because you have no idea what opportunities are going to open up like that. And that's such a great, I love that so hard.
The replay viewers are so important too, right? So it's like, we don't just, people often say that Facebook isn't the same as YouTube and the fact that this content lives on forever, but I beg to differ. And I have one post that I wrote last year that has over 1,000 comments on it of people saying, I want to work with you. I want to, access to your stuff. And it's from a year ago, but it's continuing to bring in new engagement. So if you know how to work the system that I'm going to show you today, then you'll know how to actually continue to use this content again and again and again, which is awesome.
I love that.
Cool.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? It's like I laugh because like we're on Creator U Live right now. And like, listen, the dirty little secret is like a very relatively small fraction of people come to Creator U Live. And like, a lot of people ask questions and we're like, in the next 4 or 5 days, the views on this thing are going to 10x. You know what I mean? Like that's just, it's how it goes. You know what I mean? But you're out there, you're creating opportunities, you're doing something that a lot of people opt not to do because of a fear of failure or fear of, whatever it might be.
If you get on and you see no one's there, people stop. They're like, no, nobody showed up. I'm just going to stop the video.
Yeah, see you later. Click. Yeah. Yep, totally.
Going.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And I know exactly what Facebook posts you're talking about, by the way. You're exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll show that one later too, actually. Okay. So videos are not the thing. They're a key to unlocking conversations. They're like the nugget at the end, but in between, you can have so many conversations in there. And what you do around your video.
Animated Molly is my favorite thing I've ever done. It's amazing. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna submit my own questions so that we can leave some time and you show me how I do that. Yeah, because that's amazing.
Okay, I have a whole guide on how to do it. Our GIFs have had over 70 million views. It's magic. I'll show you. And you can get this sticker in your own Instagram story, just so you know. If you just search Molly Mahoney stickers. This one is one of our top viewed GIFs. So it's a good one. Okay. I love it. And I think I'm wearing the exact same thing. Perfect. Okay. So what you're doing around your video is more important than what you're doing in your video. And so this is how we're actually going to have those conversations. Now, the big piece of this is what we call the social triangle. And I know, Scott, you've heard me talk about this a bunch. If you've been a part of our community at all, or if you've watched this training inside Creator U, you know about this, and I'm going to talk about it again because it is that important. You have to have these 3 things in place in order to actually make the algorithm work in your favor. And this is both the algorithm on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, these platforms, and also the algorithm of the universe. Because if you want things to come back to you, you've got to put things out there. And so it's these 3 pieces. The first is you have to actually show up on the platform. Full stop. You have to know where your clients are and go meet them and talk to them. When you talk to human beings, 2 things happen. One is it tells the platform, oh, those people are connected. So like if I went and sent Scott a Facebook message, the gods of Facebook are like, oh, Molly and Scott are talking. I should show the content to each other. I should show their content to each other, right? Then from there, the next thing is, and I love that we have all the peeps in the chat too. So cool. The next thing from there is, this is kind of mind-blowing. Scott, are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Okay. Not only does it tell the algorithm that you're connected, it tells the other human that you're connected. Oh, so like if I was to...
What a thought, huh? What a mind-blowing thought. That person, we call that top of mind in the biz,
Exactly. And there's all sorts of ways to keep people top in mind that don't actually take that much time. Because a lot of people get stuck thinking, oh my gosh, if I send someone a message, they're going to be like Scott was when Scott had dinner with my kids. Can I just tell you? Charlie attacked him.
Great time. Yeah.
Okay. And you were the most patient human on the planet because Charlie has never acted like that with anyone else. But Scott knows a lot about Marvel, apparently. And Charlie went a little overboard.
He knows way more than I do as an adult who really likes Marvel. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was impressive.
It was a lot. And that doesn't happen with everyone. You may find yourself with someone like Charlie who just like writes back and writes a bunch. But if you can handle the setting the boundaries the way that I give them to you, these are just little teeny tiny touch points where you don't have to feel so inundated in the conversation. It's just fun little ways to keep people engaged and to tell the algorithm you're connected. And then you later move into the offer. So what happens after that is the platform itself. So we want to give these platforms what they want. What do these platforms want? They want people to stay on platform. So what we often do is instead of posting a link or instead of saying go somewhere else to do something, we have them drop comments or conversations below the actual video so that we can get that post taking off. It doesn't have to be a video. It can be a regular post, but we keep the conversation happening right below that post. Then we move into Messenger, and that helps to unlock this thing that we call the social triangle. It's magic. And Scott, do you know where this was featured? Do you know this? Do you know who Jay Abraham and Rich Schefren are?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I definitely know who both of those fine gentlemen are. But
okay, they're like, if you don't know them, they're like the godfathers of marketing. And they decided to put together a book, a real imprint book that they created for Tony Robbins' mastermind. And now it's like a real thing that you can get. And they featured 7 different strategies that are working in the way of the online world. And I would just like you to see, there's people like Russell Brunson, there's Alaric Heck, and this chick in the middle of all these dudes named Molly Mahoney.
Mahoney. Epic. That's awesome. Actually, that's super impressive. For anybody who needs some context, I mean, essentially that's like, I don't know. That would be like if Cal Ripken was like, hey, Scott, like I'm writing a book about baseball and like you need to say something about it. Like that would never happen except in my dreams many times. But that's pretty dope. I love that. Yep.
And I share this because I want to make sure sometimes these strategies, because they are so manual and not like fancy and techie, even though I love fancy techie things, because they are really, as long as you've got some courage, some confidence, and your content is structured properly, they're so simple. It can seem like, oh, that's too simple. It couldn't work that well, but it does. And even Jay Abraham and Rich Schefren.
I think that's gonna be my favorite thing about and one of the reasons why we wanted to bring Molly on as a context sort of thing. Like Molly has been talking about basically the same things for a very long time, right? But there's a reason why, like other things come and go all the time. And we talk about this all the time in Creator U, and I'm gonna go Big Scott for this one because I think it's important. But like the manual, get out there, send messages to people, get in conversations, like that has never one time gone out of style. Like not one time. It doesn't happen. Like it is still to this day absolutely the most powerful way for you guys who are, if you're here to learn about free marketing, you know what I mean? Like this is it. And so anyway, I don't want you guys to miss some of this stuff because like it literally might sound, manual is a great word. Like Molly used the term manual. Like it is going to feel that way. You know what I mean? But like simple manual stuff is, I think, still like the hack that if you're the person that's willing to do it, you know what I mean, you are going to reap the rewards in a major way, a la Dr. Lady with all of her crazy stuff. And we'll get back to what
well, and I mean, you want to make sure you have a system behind it. So if you don't have a system behind it, your fingers are going to fall off and you're going to get really tired and you're going to be like me when I was promoting Samcart and I dropped the phone on my face, right? The night I was trying to beat Christy Miller. But you can get yourself into trouble if you don't follow the strategies that we give you. Like we have the whole thing super streamlined. So we got you. It's awesome. Okay. So just to prove that it actually works. Okay. So that you don't feel like this, right? Because it's like the conversations can feel overwhelming. And so you want to make sure that you have a strategy. And so if you want to stop cold DMs, fake evergreen webinars, putting up money into ads, wasting hours on social media, attending weekly networking events, filling your calendar with 1 million calls, we actually have a way to do this where you don't even need to book calls. You can do this in a different way. And I'm going to show you that here. I added a little sneaky thing that we had behind the scenes because last month we did $321,000 in sales with only 3 calls. Did you know that?
Come on.
It's amazing.
You can't say stuff like that. Like that's the kind of stuff that makes people go like, oh, well, that's impossible. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're right. It's
relatable, Molly. That's wild.
Okay,
like, let me just, again, I want to contextualize some of this stuff. Like, again, like I wanted Molly to be a part of Creator Live, right? Because the kinds of things that Molly are doing, right, are something almost anyone can do, you know what I mean? But the results, Molly always brings outsized results for simple tactical type stuff, right? And so really quick, Molly,
And
go back to one.
I do have some case studies that is like one 18-word post that led to one sale within 3 days. So I've got some case studies that are people who are just getting started with it too. So know that I'm being outlandish because it's true, but I do have all levels of case studies here.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, go back one slide for me, because this is one thing I want to do. If this feels like you, and if anything Molly just said on that last slide, this one right here, right? So the slide to the left of my face. If this feels like you, give me a hell yes on the text question line, right? I'm gonna get as many of you guys to text this number as I possibly can, because once you text it one time, you can ask questions and be all whatever, right? We've got questions coming in. Thank you guys, by the way. But this number right there, if this feels like you, okay, give me a hell yes. Text that number down below, and then stay there, because this is where you guys can ask questions, Molly, and get them answered. I see the questions coming in. You guys already have. Thank you. Keep them coming. We will get to them in a little bit. But I love this.
I also want to keep in mind about this, like aside from things like cold DMs, some of these things you may want to do every once in a while. Like I like going to networking events. I don't want to feel like I have to go to one every week, but I like going sometimes. We sometimes do ads, right? We like ads sometimes. But most of this stuff is stuff that you don't actually need to do unless you really love it. But if you like doing cold DMs like a creeper, don't do that. I'm going to tell you why. No creepers here.
Somewhere somebody's good at that, but most people aren't, and that's fine.
Yeah,
you know
that's
true.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. And I'll show you ways that you can do it, and that's a little bit better. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be creating hand-raising conversation starters. So ladder posts, which are things where you ask people to comment below. Like you ask a question, you comment below. I'll give you some examples in just a moment. And it creates this ladder effect beneath the actual video. The other thing that you can do is Messenger. So like I said, just sending a message to someone and then starting a conversation can actually work as long as you're not a cold DM creeper. And I'll show you the difference. I've got exact examples. Text messages. So one of my favorite things to do with text messages is I'll send a text to our entire community and I'll say, hey, it's Molly the human being. I'm here. If you have questions, let me know. I'm hanging out on Saturday or Sunday morning and I want to just talk to you. So that can be easy. Just like Scott's doing. He's asking you to text him, hell yes. And then he's going to write back, yes.
That's all I want. Yeah.
Okay. Email, same thing, right? You just send an email and ask people questions. They write you back instead of just bombarding them with things. We also love to send emails to send people to our Facebook posts. On Saturday, because our Instagram engagement has kind of been poop lately, I'm sending out emails that are my weekly dose of joy. And you know what I do? I just send people to fun, funny Instagram videos that we've done. It's amazing. You can take control. And then also retargeting ads. Since the ad thing is so cuckoo right now, this is a great way to reconnect with the people that have already expressed interest in what you're doing. May I go on?
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Okay. Oh, and stories. If you reply to people on Instagram or Facebook stories, you get right into their DMs, yo. You can hey girl them right there. But we don't hey girl people. We do something different. And Reels also, they're proven right now. Reels or TikTok videos, short form videos have been proven to work better than anything else right now. And if people engage on them, you can go to those people who engage and then go talk to them because you're a human being who wants to serve your clients and customers. And so you're going to talk to them and then you'll make more sales. It's like this weird magical thing. Now, the big problem that's happened for a lot of businesses is that there's privacy restrictions with iOS. The loss of third-party data because, they're not connecting that way because of all this kind of stuff. Web3 stuff coming in. And if you don't know what this stuff is, we got you. But let me just say that 2020 left us oversaturated. Don't you think, Scott? Like, is there so many more people?
Great word for it. Yeah, I think oversaturated is such an interesting word for it. The people I see being rewarded handsomely right now on social media, like, again, I cannot wait to dive more into TikTok Dr. Lady. Like that's one of the more incredible things I've ever heard in my life is people that find ways to cut through the noise, right? I think everyone and their sister decided like during COVID that they were going to jump online and do this thing. And they all just sort of look the same, right? And so I think that's one of my biggest things I want to impart to everybody during this call today is finding ways to not be like everybody else out there. And so much more, Molly, so much of what you have already said is how you do that, right? Be a little bit more like, it's one thing for me to make a video and be like, hey guys, look at this. And then like somebody comments and that's it. That's all they get. You know what I mean? But it's a total another thing to be like, hey guys, look at this. And then like, there's a human following up. I answered a comment. I DM somebody. It's like, there's that extra mile of it that, you know what I mean, that cuts through that noise and cuts through that saturation. But I think oversaturated is a great word for that.
And I know that it feels like for our hearts and our egos, it can feel like, oh, nobody's caring. But as our friend Christy Miller likes to say, if you're feeling like, oh, only 4 people watched my video or only 4 people commented on my post, Christy always says, if you were going to the bathroom and 4 people sat on your lap while you were sitting on the toilet, would you feel like it was only 4 people? Which I think is the
I have never actually heard her say that out loud, but I also am not sure I have ever heard something more Christy Miller than that statement right there. That is peak Christy Miller. Another Creator U Live person. You guys go check her stuff out as well. And Creator U is awesome. But I love that.
Okay. So what most entrepreneurs do is they post and then they're like, refresh. Where are the comments? Where are the comments? And then when they see them, they don't react. What we do is we get on the playground and we play with people. And we find what are called awareness playgrounds. Now, why would we want these? Because they bring us things like market research, power partners, speaking opportunities, leads. Who knew, right? Actual sales. Imagine that. It's amazing. And so what I've done is I put together this list of awareness playgrounds. Scott, this list is huge, so I'm going to go really fast and you can just like take screenshots or whatever. And these are the ones that I was going to say, these are the ones that I enjoy. I don't enjoy LinkedIn either, but these are the ones that would be like my go-to, but it could be TikTok. It could be Snapchat. It could be Reddit for all I care. But what you want to do is find a place where the people in your ideal client base are actually hanging out and connecting. And once you find these things, I took that slide out. I used to have one that said go play, and it was like our Glam members dancing, but I was trying to get my point.
Yeah, but that's right. It's like another way of saying an awareness playground, right? I think would be like just really hot spot engagement places. You know what I mean? The you can engage with people in a lot of ways on Facebook. Molly, when is the last time that you poked someone on Facebook?
You know what? My friend Damon was just telling me that he's been getting lots of pokes recently, which I haven't done it in a while.
It's still there. And if you know where to look, it's still there. But you know what I mean? Like there are a lot of ways and a lot of different places to engage with somebody. But I think what Molly's done here is just a really nice curated list of the right places, the places that are going to breed more engagement, right? Because I think that's really the idea is if I don't want one comment on my video. I want to turn into a conversation because all of it's happening on my post in my place, and I'm going to get more for that. You know what I mean? So this is a really solid list. Yeah.
And with some of the changes that have happened with the Facebook business pages, I know people are like annoyed by these changes, but what happens is that now you can log in easily as your business page. So if you're someone like Dr. E was, where she didn't want to use her personal profile really because she's a nurse practitioner who has her own medical, like clinic. So she was like, I see 80 patients a day. I can't have them coming into my personal Facebook profile. You can interact as your business page. You can interact on Instagram as your business. You can interact on TikTok with these videos and go cuckoo. But the thing is that you can actually comment on other business pages. Like one of our clients is a travel expert and she does these tours, and she followed Nat Geo Travel. They did a post about Georgia. She commented underneath it and said, oh my gosh, I love this. One of my favorite places to go in Georgia with my tours is blah, 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 whatever it was. And then she had like 15 comments underneath her comment on the National Geographic post.
Yep.
So one thing that we're really careful about is that you're not going to go into the Samcart group and be like, yo, I am a whatever person who will sell you things. Come buy from me. You have to promise to do this as a good, lovely human, not as a creeper.
Yeah. First of all, we love those kind of people. It makes it very easy to ban people and find them like the worst of the worst right away. So yeah, sometimes it's fun. Okay. So question came in, Molly. Like, should people think about focusing on one of these things? Should they think about tackling all of these things? Like maybe someone has identified.
That's such a great point. Yes.
Yeah. Where does that? You answer that question.
Yeah. So let me see if I'm going to click something. Yeah, baby. Look at how awesome I am. Hold on just 1 second. I should not have said that. That was like weird, but let me show you this. I'm going to show you.
I will once again call out the number down below my face, guys. You guys can ask your questions in real time, 512-812-7894. We would love to answer as many questions from you guys as we possibly can. We've got kind of this running list that we're watching over here on the right. Text your questions. Let us know how me and Molly can help coach, mentor, what you have. Molly, back to you.
And so what we do, we have this thing called star tasks, and the star tasks are a way to streamline your networking. So we have two different programs, Social Sales Stars and GLAM, which used to stand for Go Live and Monetize. But I realized live video works. It's just not as cuckoo as it was. And really, it's more about living your life, and live and live are spelled the same. So our program is now called Go Live Your Life and Monetize.
I love it.
And so what we've done with that is, thank you. We've organized these different playgrounds and different things into bookmarks inside our browser bar. And so I don't think you can actually see it when I bring my bookmarks back up. If I go here, I don't know if you can see this. So if I go right here, do you see the pop down? You don't, right?
I do not. No.
I don't think you do. So I'm just going to show you it here, which mine is really kind of robust because I keep playing with it. Yeah. So this actually pops up on my thing. And if I want to go to, like I said, usually it's just 6 of them when we teach people, but I'm cuckoo. So when I want to go to, and I use this for like teaching, but let's say I want to go to my power partners, inside this folder, I have power partners there, like Jesse Navarro. If I want to go talk to Jesse, I know that I have his account there that I can just pull up really easily and engage with him.
Yep.
So whether they're individual human beings or it's groups or it's Facebook pages and stuff like that, we recommend that you start with just one, and then we have a way to kind of streamline it. But I would not think that you're going to go interact with all of these at one time.
Got it.
That would be bananas, and you'd never do anything else. What we say is to do like 20 minutes a day. And like I said, we have a really streamlined star tasks thing that we go through when you're first getting it set up. So can we jump into this case study?
I think that's awesome. I do want to call this out. I don't know if you saw it, but I want to make sure that you saw it.
Oh.
Awesome comment from Sandy on the text line. She said, I really needed this information today. I was going to catch it later, but the live is making me feel better about business right now. Sandy, thank you.
I'm so glad.
Wonderful comment. Text your awesome comments too. We'll take questions, but we love your comments. Anyway, okay. All right. So who is Jenna Larson?
Okay. Jenna Larson. If you don't know Jenna, she is the founder of this amazing tool called Group Track CRM that allows you to connect a separate tool, it's a CRM that you can connect to Facebook. So it's basically like it puts magical Post-it notes all over your Facebook page so you can keep track of who people are. And when she first started working with us, she was offering these 16-week intensives where people would come in, they'd pay $400 and they'd go through this 16-week thing. And she actually had traffic, but it was exhausting, like we were just talking about.
Right.
And the way that she got the traffic back then was because she was mainly serving direct sales professionals. So again, like we talked about earlier, finding one person who then can tell their people about it. That's how she was able to bring in all these people. The problem is that she was just like so worn out. So I have a video. Can I actually play a video? Is that okay? I've got it on
really
my
sure you can.
slide.
Yeah, I mean, if you do.
And then I'm just going to let her tell you what she did because it was awesome. Okay, here we go. Oh, is the video not going to be there? There it is. Okay.
I've known her since I was 11, and it is just so stinking cool to watch this woman like turn into who she is. So like for me to have her as a mentor, as a coach, like couldn't be more special. But I cannot scream enough. If you want to monetize your social media, use her strategies, combine them with Group Track, like out of control. So I will say, go learn from Molly.
Amazing. I'm going to pause this for a second because she gives the best tip at the end of this video. So just like get ready for it because it's coming in a second. Ready?
How long, can you just share just like 1 minute, like how long you've been in GLAM and like how that even has like the experience of like where you were when you came in and where you are now?
Yeah. So I think I joined GLAM like 3 years ago.
I looked, it was 2.5 years ago because I went and looked today. I wasn't sure. So it was
2.5. Wow. So joined 2.5 years ago. I had one business. I was, I think, around 6 figures, maybe like just had broken 6 figures, maybe a little bit more. And I was selling something completely different that I don't sell at all anymore. Completely pivoted. It turned into high ticket coaching. And that one has just exploded. And then I accidentally created Group Track. Molly has taken us between my combined, companies at being just above 6 figures. So I think we were around like 8 last year and just growing. So if I can say,
you don't need 8 figures because that sounded like 8 figures, but
Oh no, 800,000.
800,000. So which would be
Here's the big word.
same figures, and I really like that banana.
I know, but you didn't have to correct it.
Clarification.
Made it sound amazing. Yeah, but
It is so amazing though. Like, okay, from around 100K to 800,000 by showing up and actually implementing this stuff, and like not having all the crazy funnely
simplifying, like Sam Card tells us to do.
I don't even have a landing page. Let's just be clear. I talk to humans. In fact, I have a 10K program that Molly helped me create in my coaching space. I do not have a landing page. I refuse to ever have a landing page because I want to prove to the world you don't need fancy things. You just need to speak to humans. And when you use Group Track, you speak to more humans, you make more sales without any of the things that you do.
Okay, I love this so much, the way that she really focuses on oh my gosh. Okay. So really, I was turning my microphone around because I pointed it towards her. The way she really focuses on talking to humans, and what that looks like is the consistent content and consistent conversations. And then I love that Samcart makes this so easy. I know, Scott, I told you that one of my favorite places to bring in sales, to welcome in sales, is from the line at Splash Mountain at Disneyland on my phone.
I actually put that story. We wrote a book, by the way. It's coming. I'll send you a copy. We wrote a book that is in the book.
That is awesome. I did not know.
You got a blurb on that one. It is awesome. I was like, I have a friend in Molly. She did this from like the line at Splash Mountain and closing sales. Anyway, yeah. Go ahead.
And actually, the dancing GIF on the playgrounds that I removed because I was trying to streamline was our Glam members in line at Splash Mountain, because at our retreats, we all go to Disneyland together and we go into Splash Mountain and we make sales. So
I love it. Amazing.
Seriously. It's so good. So the real thing is about talking to humans.
Yes, absolutely love that for sure. I think that's such a great, again, like we're talking about manual, simple type stuff that I think is just like, it's not rocket sciencey. It's not hacky or cool or like, it's not cutting edge and something and no one's heard before, you know what I mean? But I think the results of, you're talking about somebody who had a big business, who had 6-figure in sales and 8xing what they're doing by, quote, talking to humans, right? And engaging in these places that are free. Yeah.
Let's be clear also, though, that some of it is a little cutting edge in the fact that it's not like just go randomly message people. So and especially in the little course that we have in there. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to get us some examples of like the actual kinds of conversations and the messages. I can show you that.
For sure. I do want to ask, one question came in from Connor that he actually asked 2 questions that I think are kind of relevant. So we'll take a question Q&A pause. If you guys want your questions answered by Molly, there's a big number above my head that you guys can ask. And we will, this is my job. I mean, you're interjecting for y'all, right? So anyway, so Connor asked the question, can you recommend a suitable solution for automatically posting to social media channels? Maybe we can.
Yes. My favorite is.
Yes.
I have. Oh, sorry. Go on, and I'll answer. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say we could even like save some time and kind of like look at one, or even like how you use it. Maybe I don't know, but like we'll give an answer. Like, what's your favorite one?
Yeah, I have 2 that I love, actually. There's 2 that I love. One that I just learned about that I'm obsessed with, and I can show you both and why I love both. But you want me to just tell you what they are right now, and then we can dive into them later?
Yeah, whatever. Yep, names.
Okay. Smarter Q. And the reason that I love Smarter Q is because you can pull old posts. So oftentimes when clients come to us, they're like, I'm so exhausted posting all this stuff. And then I'm like, well, have you posted in the past? And they said, yeah, but I've got to create new content, which you don't. If you have content that actually did well in the past, Smarter Q will go back, find the posts that did the best, and then you can put them into a queue where they just keep coming out. So, and if you're someone who has created bad content or you haven't created content yet, once you create it, you can then have it go on autopilot. So the other tool that we love is called Metricool. And oh my gosh, their metrics are so amazing. And you can do these auto lists with them too. So like we took a bunch of photos from our last event and we just put them into this auto list, and then it's going to keep repeating them. And we found that some of the posts that we do multiple times end up doing better like the 4th time we post it. It totally blows my mind, and it's so awesome.
So good. So good. Yeah. Okay, so that was Starter Q.
No, Smarter, like Smarty Pants.
Smarter Q. And Metricool.
Yeah, they have interesting names. Metricool.
Okay. We will put those in. So David, we'll get those in the show notes. We will include links to those things, and not that no affiliate links where we're just sort of just sharing stuff. That's really great. And then quick follow-up question from Connor, and then we'll dive in. He asked the question, how often should a noob, and he did literally spell the word noob right there, not which I love you for, Connor's amazing. How often should a noob be posting what sort of content, reels, not reels? Maybe there's something we can kind of dive into even, I'm sure maybe we'll go more in depth about that kind of stuff. Let's start with the first question. Like, how often? You gave a 20-minute timeline. You said 20 minutes a day is what you could be doing to accomplish.
And 20 minutes a day is what we like you to do for your networking. And so star tasks is what we call them. I actually have let me hide this. I have or do you want me to keep the slides there? I don't know. I was going to say, I was going to go big Molly, but I'm not controlling the screen. So, it's a framework, which I can give you. That's an acronym, STARS, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 star tasks. The S is set your intention. So you want to show up, set your intention. Which is like, I am intending to connect with 5 people today. I am intending to whatever. You'll get to where the intentions go in just a second, but you're going to set your intention first. The T is for talking to people. So you're actually going to talk to human beings. And we have these laminated sheets where you fill in, I am going to talk to 5 humans. Okay. Then the A is one that people often forget. I am going to ask for the opportunity, meaning, hey, I had something kind of fun that I think you'll love. Can I share it with you? Yeah, sure. Okay, we've got this really cool mastermind opening next month, and I'd love to send more information, whatever. Asking for the opportunity. So you're giving people the chance to be able to pay you, again, without being a creeper, but you're giving them the opportunity to pay you. Okay, the next thing is the R is for asking for referrals. So I could message Scott and say, hey, friend, do you know anyone else who would love my children's book? Because I know your daughter loves it. And he'd be like, oh, yeah,
just talked about that beforehand. My daughter does own Molly's children's book. Highly recommend it. Find your awesome.
So most people, though, don't ask for referrals. And a really easy way to start that is to give referrals. So I could say, hey, Scott, what's happening at Samcart? Can I send people your way? And he would be grateful. And then maybe he'd say, awesome. How can I support you? Easy. Do it every day.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, that's the R. And then the S is back to what we were talking about, which is to share a moment or a personal story. So that 20-minute a day exercise is to go over those star tasks. So in addition to that, what we do is we have a framework for adding content. So you spend 20 minutes a day on the connection piece. And then for the content, we actually like to batch create that ahead of time. So we meet with we have a membership called the Content Club. We get together once a month and we write content for the whole month. And then eventually, once you do that for like 3 months, you've got content written where you don't have to keep creating all this new stuff. You can start repurposing things. And so I can give you our content framework too, if you want that. It's like easy and little. Do you want that?
It's great. There's something we can download or something like, you know what I mean? I don't want to like totally derail and we can go all off, but I think that's great. I think, Connor, to answer the question about what sort of content.
It's a little acronym. I'll send it to you on the DL to put in the community.
That sounds awesome. We would love to. It's always love increasing the show notes, guys. We'll give this kind of stuff to you later, but I think that is awesome. I think that is great. A good answer to Connor's question. Again, if you guys want your questions answered, text the number over my face. Molly, we will jump back in. It looks like you have another case study, another example, I
do, yeah. So I've got this case study that we talked about from Sean Quintero, and that video that he did, which had no views on it that one time. But since then, he kept sticking with this parfait, right? He was just, his engagement wasn't that robust in the beginning. And he started sticking with this parfait and just adding things onto it every time. And he did these up-leveled video conversion strategies with a 5-day challenge. And by bringing people into the group and switching the way that you put your content out there, which he explains in this next little post, which I'm going to share here. So what he said was, as a sales coach, we can really master the sales conversation, but generating the leads, leveraging social media in a way that doesn't feel like you're just doom scrolling all day. It literally changed our life, specifically when Molly showed us how to create lead generating posts, specific strategies, intentional posts that get people to raise their hand and say, oh gosh, I need what you have to offer. And those types of posts helped him to be able to do 129,000, 169,000, 289,000 with these little mini 5-day challenges. And I have lots of examples of how you can do these same types of posts. You want to see them?
I love it. This is perfect. Yeah, dive in.
Okay. Here's the wrong way when you're a cold DM creeper. So the first thing is this person who said, Stranger said, "Hey, Molly, I'm looking for 20 women who want to learn how to say no without feeling guilty or selfish so they can have more time to pursue their dreams and goals and not feel bad for choosing their needs over others." What are you doing?
Nice
And then
to
she
meet
said,
you.
if you're in, please DM me, no guilt. And part of me wonders, did she like hear me say that I was raised Catholic? And so then she just like pins the guilt thing on me. But I'm like, hey, yo, what are you doing? So I ignored her because I did not know her. And I'm not going to tell someone, yes, I feel guilty if I don't know them. And I send love to people who send messages like this because I know they're just trying to build their business and they've been taught wrong.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Don't like hate on them, celebrate them, love them, and help them see the light. This person just sent me a flyer. What are you doing? I don't know you. This person was really hardcore about it, trying to get me to let him do my taxes. Hey, Molly, it looks like you're a marketing agency owner. What types of clients do you work with? Crickets. That's who I work with. I'm not going to answer you. And then he says, I'm not sure if you saw my first message. Facebook Messenger can get messy. I know. I am a CPA. And then he gives me this whole entire thing. Then months later, he says, hey, Molly, quarterly taxes are due very soon. If you want to ensure you're paying the bare minimum, I do not know you. Do not know you. I'm not going to reply. Yeah. Then we get into this guy who's like, hey, Molly, what's up? And then 1 minute later, he says, hey, did this come through or should I call my internet company? I was like, I do not know you. So here's what we can do instead. Nope. Okay. So what you want to do is position the other person, and you have to actually make sure that you're leading with the intention of really wanting to serve. If you come in here with the intention of, I'm going to trick them into buying from me, you are a creeper also, even though you don't know it. So we like to separate the intention from the objective. And this is how we do that. When people join our Facebook group, we ask them questions so we can learn more about their goals. So this guy said, I want to earn $7,000 a month. And so I said to him, hi, just welcomed you into our Facebook group for tomorrow's training. Looking forward to it. $7,000 months will be easy. I'm instilling that belief that $7,000 months are going to be easy. He wrote back, stranger, but he had joined my group. So he raised his hand and I knew that he knew who I was. Then, hey, champ, thank you so much for taking the time to respond. I have a video response for you. So then he reached out and sent me a video, which is awesome.
So cool.
The next person, Juliet, we had a free Facebook group that she joined, and we don't only use Facebook groups for this, but it's a good part of the strategy. So I said, hey, thanks for joining our community. That's all I said. She writes back, hey, Molly, nice touch. I've been following you here and there. So remember, it's consistent content and consistent conversations. So she had already seen some of my content, and I thought I'd be a part of your group. Check things out. You're one powerful lady. And then I said, thank you. I love what I see snooping on your profile. So I'm being honest about the fact that I'm snooping her profile. And then she says, ooh, thank you. And then because I'm positioning her and giving her love, I say, I'd love to give some social media. I'd love to give you some social media love. Is there anything you'd like shared or commented on? Wow, thank you. Let me see. It'd be amazing for you to share something. She ended up joining our program and gave me one of the best testimonial videos that I've ever received, honestly. So awesome.
Worth it.
This final one. Do you want to stop about any of these? I'm like,
no, these are great. Keep going. Yep.
Okay. I'm like trying to be mindful of time. I know we still have a lot of time left. I just want to make sure that I'm like,
oh, for sure.
This is so different than how I usually do.
Yep.
Okay. So this was actually Chris Von Wilpert sent me this message and I loved it. He said, hey, Molly, and I didn't know him at all. Hey, Molly, I see we're content cousins. I love what you're doing at the Prepared Performer. Let me know if you have any content you're trying to get more peeps to see and I'll share it up. And I wrote back and I said, I love it. Content cousins. And then I got busy and I didn't get back to him, but he didn't take that as like, oh, she's not interested. So then I love what he did. He went and did more research on what might matter to me. He got on my email list. He listened to what mattered. He wrote me back and said, hey, taking a look at your blog. And I noticed you have a masterclass coming up. I think my people would love it. He didn't ask for an affiliate commission. We did an email swap, which ended up being so great. And his content was so valuable. And then since then I've bought his stuff because I found it so valuable. And I loved the way that he led with this.
Love that.
Questions about any of this?
No, I think it's great. I think, the main, one of my favorite things here is, and it sounds silly, but it's like so few people and even fewer brands treat other social media people as human beings. You know what I mean? And it's like, what is this if not just sort of like, hey, other person, I recognize that there's a human behind that follower, behind that new join, behind that whatever, right? And that extra, I mean, I don't even want to call it the extra mile. Like this is like the extra.
No, it's the extra like
around
smidgen.
Yeah, like this is just like one sprinkle. You know what I mean? Like that's all this is.
The extra sprinkle. That's what it is.
Is a single sprinkle on top of something. And I just love it. We do a lot of this too. I can give some insight into, on the SamCard side of things. We have human outreach to every single person that signs up for a free trial of SamCard, which is a lot of people every single day. And now, granted,
oh my God, you know what I didn't include? I have to go off. I have to go off book really quick and tell you about Timothy Hughes. You know Tim Hughes?
The name sounds very familiar, but I don't.
Oh my gosh. I was going to go to his regular Instagram, which sometimes he's like a beautiful man who posts shirtless photos sometimes, which I'm not going to show you because sometimes, I mean, we can just go there.
If you want to see shirtless photos of this guy named Tim Hughes, text the number 512-812. But anyway, guys, I'll take this as Molly's going and finding somebody. Again, text your questions.
Okay, I'm going to find it.
Erica, Connor, Michael, Joy, Norm as a question. Love you, Norm. Norm is our boy, by the way. Norm has a great question that we'll save to the end because it's always the best. Molly, while you're pulling something up, maybe you can answer this one just right off the cuff. Erica asked how you did the captions on that last video that you did. Was that a tool? Was that just like...
Oh my gosh, it was Descript, which I actually learned how to do those captions from you guys because you guys do captions.
Sure you did. I was going to say, I was thinking, Erica, the tool, while Molly's pulling this thing up, the tool that she's talking about is called Descript, right? It's also, some people call it Descript. It's all whatever. It's just descript.com or .io or whatever the kind of fancy one is. Descript is a very, very cool tool if you're doing a lot of video stuff and you want those kind of on-camera captions. Descript. Again, not an affiliate link, just us telling you cool tools, recommending cool stuff. Go check it out.
It's awesome. Apparently, I got logged out of Instagram, which is so sad. But I will tell you that Timothy Hughes is someone who, I'm going to try and guess his Instagram account, Performers Puzzle. He was in Hadestown on Broadway. And I found it.
Oh, this is that guy. You were, okay.
Yeah.
Now I know who you're talking about. This is your buddy, Broadway buddy, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, keep going. Yep.
And he, for so many years, I was trying to convince people, especially artists, that they needed to sign up for SamCard and they needed to sell things online. And no one would listen to me until there was a global pandemic. And so when imagine that. So when he's in Hadestown on Broadway, like his beautiful body's in the middle of Times Square. He was my dance partner on the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang national tour.
Love it.
And I was like, Tim, I need to help you. First of all, I'm going to hire you as our coach. So I hired both of my dance partners from the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang tour as our team members because I was so concerned about this community that I was like, I got work for you. Come here. So in 2020, we did that. And then I said, and I really think you could offer an online dance membership. So we got him set up with SamCart. He also used a free ConvertKit account. So the only thing he was paying for was SamCart. It worked perfectly with ConvertKit. It was awesome. And he had a call with one of the members from SamCart in the beginning to help him get things set up that he was so grateful for.
That's what we do.
And now he has over 100 paying members in this awesome thing. So what are these? I don't know what. I'm not logged in. I got logged out again. But it's still running now all these years later. And he can take a break from shows. He's in rehearsals right now. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. But he's in rehearsals right now for the workshop for the new Josh Groban musical that was just announced. Oh, and while he's doing that, he's also, over here doing these fancy things on SamCard, just bringing in recurring. Yeah.
So awesome.
It's amazing.
So awesome.
It's so awesome. Okay. How do we get started?
We're back to half step, single sprinkle, human interaction type stuff. It's just so powerful. But anyway, we'll go back. Molly, give us more.
And you do it via messenger or email. You can start things off via a webinar or a workshop and then move to the conversation there. The way that we do ours is a little different. We often will do a webinar or a workshop in what we call a pop-up Facebook group. So we create, I've been doing this since 2017. I don't think people realize, I still do this stuff now. But look, if you go look at Live Video Masterclass 3, this was the third one that I did. And then there's a live video masterclass 16. There's a live video masterclass 15. If I just write 15, it's going to show up. So there's all of these masterclasses that I did in these pop-up Facebook groups. And at the time, people Amy Porterfield, who I love so much, Brian Harris, who I love so much. They were like, Molly, don't do this on Facebook because people will be distracted. Nope. It worked so well. And we still do it. We have one running right now on high ticket sales. And let me show you. If I go to it, this one is active in here right now. And what happens is people, when they join the group, they give us answers, right? And then they come in and they engage. And guess what we do? We talk to them. We do little giveaways inside these pop-up groups. We learn what people are wanting. They set their target goals, different things like this. And it is awesome.
Let me like give a little bit of insight into this one too. One of the things that makes this really cool is like something like when Facebook sees you engage with something new for the first time, a la, I just joined a new Facebook group, right?
Yeah.
I clicked on a post from a new page that I just liked or something, whatever, that kind of stuff, right? It is going to weight that heavier in your newsfeed than anything else, right? Like you could have your significant other, you know what I mean? You've been with for 20 years or something like that. And all of a sudden, like the new Facebook group you join is like their stuff's going to be shown above like your best friends, right? Just because Facebook's sort of this recency thing. Really everything is. Instagram too, TikTok, same kind of deal, right? But it's like basically a game of what have you done most recently? And so by creating this new group, getting new people in here, like you're almost kind of like hacking what's going to get shown up top. And you're so much more likely to get somebody to come in and leave a comment on your welcome post. And then you respond back to that. And it's just sort of this snowball effect of like, you have new people's attention right there on the spot. And I really love that. That's really strong. Yeah, I like that a lot.
It's awesome. And then it's top of mind for them too, because they're new to it.
Yep.
Right?
Totally. Absolutely.
Like, amazing. Yep. Okay. And then I know people get stuck sometimes when they're like, well, how do I actually talk to this person? Right. So what we do is when you're in these conversations, and we have like templates and scripts and all kinds of stuff, but the simple framework of it is that you reach out, right? And when you reach out, I showed you how to do those. You talk to the human beings, then you qualify. So when you're in this conversation, you're finding out the problem and the possibility. And this doesn't have to be with a B2B. I know some of the examples that I gave sometimes I find it's a little easier when you're serving a business owner, because you can say like, oh, can I give your business some social media love? You couldn't do that with, I don't know, a librarian or someone. Like you couldn't do that with somebody who's not. I do have a librarian friend who's very active on social media and she would love that. But you know, especially like as a relationship coach, you're not going to be like, oh, looking to improve your love life, let me go give your stuff some love. It's going to be a little weird. So instead, you want to just ask questions like a normal human being to find out what they're looking to achieve. Like, what would you love? Awesome. What are your goals, right? What's possible and what's stopping you from getting there?
And here's some really like a cool one there. And like the qualify thing is another funny one. Every single person that comes to SamCart, that comes to grab a free trial or something like that, we ask, our version of qualifying is one question. We say, what is your current revenue, right? And we just kind of know from that point, like, okay, someone's either going to say like 0, I'm just starting out, right? Maybe they're making a couple $1,000s a month or 10,000 and up. And that's pretty much the only options, right? But if you qualify and you understand what the problem is, you have, again, just this outsized opportunity to engage them with better content, to give them stuff they're more likely to click and comment and like and all that kind of stuff, right? And so I love the idea of giving just a little bit of qualification. It can be one question, right? But I really, really love that. It just gives you a chance to talk right at something that someone's saying.
Well, and
hey,
then once you get that, you can ask more questions. So like, great, your revenue is like, what's your revenue goal? Because maybe they're happy making $100 a week or a month or whatever. And then you can say like, oh, what's stopping you from getting to there? So like, is it because you don't have enough leads, or is it because you don't have systems to deliver, or is it because you don't have a sales page?
Totally. Yep. Totally.
Which is sometimes a problem for people. So and it can be so simple. And then here, as you move into the offer, and this is the part where it's really a dance. And I was sharing with our Social Sales Stars members, I was showing them, I created this document of like 60 messenger conversations that I had last month while we were on the road. Like, you know, my husband's driving through Santa Cruz to these beautiful trees, and I'm like enjoying the trees, and every once in a while pinging people on Messenger, you know, who are asking questions. I brought in 2 people into a 20K program while getting my nails done because I've systematized this in my own head. So with one hand, I only had one hand to have this conversation. So I do know this offer piece is nuanced and you may need a little bit of support or like guidance on how to do this. And you're going to maybe do it wrong at first, but it's okay. You're going to figure it out as you go.
Right. Yeah. Molly, let me stop because there's a good question. I think that parlays very nicely into the offer thing. Is if someone has the audience, right? They have even just a couple
community,
dozen, 100 people, right? How do you? But they don't know what the offer is. What do I take to this audience? What are your favorite ways to go out and find out what is this group of people, however big or small, willing to pay for something?
What if they're trying to figure out like how to qualify
they're trying to figure out what is this group willing to pay for? What should my offer be? Like maybe they have an audience, but it's like, what could I possibly sell to these people? What's your favorite way to figure that out?
We have a couple different ways to do that. So one is to look at what do you actually want to be paid, first of all.
Correct.
Okay. We do a thing called the money. So before we worry about what they want to be paid, we do a thing called a money map. And it's a spreadsheet where it identifies what's your revenue goal. And then we play with how many things you're going to sell and what it would take to get to your goals, right?
Sure.
And so we play with the actual numbers.
I want to make 100K in a year. So I need to find 10 people that are going to give me 10 grand, or I need to find 100 people who give me 1,000, like that kind of idea.
Exactly. Can I show you something really cool? I'm just going to pull up.
While Molly takes a quick pause right there, there's a number above my head. You guys, we have about 15 minutes of dedicated time. Maybe Molly will squeeze another 5 or 10 out of Molly here. But guys, ask your questions. We've had so much. It's been awesome answering so many of your guys' questions that you have texted in. Again, this is your guys' last chance to be coached, mentored by Molly, somebody who's out here doing this, creating awesome results for herself, for her clients, using almost 100% free marketing strategies. A lot of awesome stuff to dive into. Molly, back to you.
Yeah. So if you want to make $1 million, we're going to walk through this. I also have one if you want to get to 250 in this little slide presentation here. So and then you can do the math on the other things, but I'm just going to show you. Most people, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because most people ask that type of a question if they're like a little nervous about charging too much. And I'll show you how you can actually validate it. But honestly, it's not usually about the price. It's usually about how you position the offer and how you position the value. So if someone's like, I want to make $1 million, you could sell one thing for $1 million. Do you know what Runway said to me in Miami?
No, what?
I love him so much. And he's like, hey, so what's your high ticket offer? And I said, well, we're getting ready. We built this tiki themed apartment in our garage. It's so cool. And we're going to launch a 100K program where people can come to 3 retreats here with me, stay in this tiki themed apartment and create all their content. It's 100K. It's super, I'm so excited about it. And he goes,
epic.
Okay, but what's your high ticket offer?
No, come on.
And I was like, I just met you.
Like he's like, you got to aim higher than $100,000 offer.
Yes. And so I said, that's my high ticket offer. And he said that he knew someone who just kept telling people that he had $1 million offer for 10 years. He would like mention this $1 million offer and then he finally sold it.
Hey, it only takes one, right? It only takes one. I think that's so great though. I think the limiting factor on most people who are starting out is that they probably think too small and they think, man, I got to find 1 million people that are going to give me $1. You know what I mean? And I think, Molly, one of my favorite things, again, why I think in your world, and you do this so beautifully with yourself and help your clients do the same thing, is helping people think about, okay, how can I, like, selling the right thing to somebody for $10,000 isn't that hard. You just got to find the right person. You know what I mean? But it's like the value.
It's way easier than selling a $47 thing half the time, I find.
Totally. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. So anyway, okay, that's great. So let's talk really quick. If someone has an audience, they're not sure what to go sell them, what's like your favorite, like 60-second version of how do you go to your audience and figure out what are they willing to buy from me?
So you can look at what they're already spending things on. So like asking what they're already using in their business, like what they're already investing. I also love to look at marketplace comparison. So like if you're running a coaching program, what are other coaches charging? If you're selling a software system, what are other software tools charging? And don't always look at marketplace comparison. Look at, like, I love to compare our offers to what it costs to go to college. Because you can go get a university degree for $80,000 a year. I'm not charging you $80,000 a year for anything unless you want to come stay in my apartment, right? But I can compare it to that as well. And then the other thing that I love doing is selling a one-off call that is like it can be like an assessment call. And then you'll learn, like, if someone will pay the way that I did it, I was supposed to charge $1,000, but I chickened out. So I charged $250. Then I realized they got awesome results. The next one I charged $500. The next one I charged $750. The next one I charged $1,000. So you just kind of test it.
Love that. That is one of my favorite strategies, is sort of like getting someone to pay for a call and discovering the problem, right? And if you're someone who's really, truly like, if you're just starting out, like you're just trying to figure this out, maybe you have an audience, even if it's just like a few dozen people, right? Do those calls for free. Get on that call and just talk with your customers in the same way that Molly's like main tenet here, right? Is be on the field, right? Be the one engaging and commenting and bringing people in and treating someone human. Like, be the person who's willing to ask questions and talk and cozy up to your person, right? Because you will find out more details, more pain points, more motivating factors behind what they're looking for. You know what I mean? That all of a sudden is someone's going to spark some idea in your brain. And if you're willing to be that person who's willing to hop on some Zooms and do those kind of calls, even if it's for free, it's going to tell you pay enormous dividends. But anyway, I love that answer. Yeah. I think that's really, really good.
Yeah, I like it. And most people will do those for free, but recognizing like with Samcart, you could make it a pay what you want call. Pay. And what I love is pay what it's worth, not pay what you want. Like pay what it's worth to you.
Yep. Love that.
Yeah. So Stephanie Holvik is an amazing example of this. She hit her first 7-figure year in our program. She's been in, as she says, 3 years strong, never looking back at her 6 figures. And she's selling a skin tag removing machine.
Wow.
Just to be clear. So she shows up and says things like, I owe the IRS more money thanks to you. Now, what I love about Stephanie is that, and I think this slide, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
There we go.
I got all confused because I switched my slides around and now I can't remember which slide I'm in. So let me go back to Stephanie. Okay. So what she did, she does the same strategy that I used in the very beginning to launch our whole business. And she's still doing it right now. And it is so awesome. And what she does is she does these weekly Facebook Lives. And this is the same thing that we started with Dr. E, which is the last thing that we're going to get to over these next little 10 minutes. So she does these weekly Facebook Lives, very specifically serving estheticians. Now, the other thing that I love, Stephanie, is that sometimes I'm like, these things are killing me. Sometimes I'm like, what is this cover photo? She'll just like change it to something that is not like our normal. I mean, this is just a screenshot of her being featured, but it still works and people love her. And she posts these crazy skin things. And she started doing fun videos where she's showing herself out there delivering. Look at her. She's cuckoo. And I love it so much. Amazing. She's having fun. She's teaching people. Definition? She calls herself the skin tag queen.
Amazing.
Go on.
What is the definition of an esthetician?
They're not like, she's a nurse, right? So an esthetician is actually someone who's like a skincare professional.
Amazing.
It's different than a nurse though.
Yeah. Not that it like really matters what an esthetician is. One of my favorite things to call out there is like, here's someone who is serving such a small world, right? And is like dominating it. You know what I mean? Like, and that is beautiful. Like, there are all, whatever you guys are doing right now in your own world, I guarantee you probably have a bigger opportunity if you got more specific. You know what I mean? Like, here's someone
1,000%.
Not talking to nurses,
you know what?
Not even talking to sort of like elderly folks, but is talking to estheticians. Learn something new every day.
And I'm so glad you said that. And I have so many case studies that I could show. So now I'm just like searching the internet for my case studies. But we had one video that turned into $90,000 in sales. I'm pulling this up straight from the ManyChat blog. And what Stephanie does is she uses ManyChat as well. So I still personally build her messenger bots. She's the only done for you client that I still have who does that. And the way that we do this is when people comment below these videos, like you can see, I commented the word money. It then says, please check your inbox. We've sent you info on how to get the slides. So she's giving the slides away for each of these videos as like a free gift. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to create anything fancy and new. It gets their email address and their phone number, and then she makes them offers. And she's so good at individual outreach. Well, exactly to your point, Scott, when I found that people who were selling the clothing company LuLaRoe, people who were selling that specific type of clothing had a very specific problem related to their Facebook page and messenger bots. And so I did one video, this is it, on a couch. I said, are you a LuLaRoe consultant? This is for your eyes only. And I said, if you're having this very specific problem, let me know below, drop the word connect below, and I'll reach out via messenger to get you information on how I can help you. You know what I did? I sold a $97 product using Samcart by sending this message. Hey, OMG, I can't wait to support you. Reply with the word connect, and then we'll get you going. It automatically sent them this flow, which now we're getting techie, right? But it sent them this flow that was like, hey, if you want this, it's only $97. It's happening next month. I didn't even have anything created. It was an empty Facebook group. And can I play this really quick? Do we have time? It's like 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, watch, listen to this is the most important thing.
Okay, this is the first time I've done this, so I'm just documenting it so you can see what I did.
A little louder.
I did engage, then a broadcast.
Ah, shoot, I went the wrong way.
Broadcast is, I said, ooh, so-and-so.
It's too long. I'm going to show you what happens after I show it. Okay, I sent the message. Listen to this.
Yep.
I sent a follow-up message.
Yeah, it looks like that's already there.
And
right?
watch.
Oh my gosh, okay, I'm going to stop. Look, it's happening a million times.
Perfect.
So crazy. So you can like see everybody responding instantly.
They're all buying. We sold so many things via this. Right? Look at all them talking. They're all having conversations at one time. I was freaking out. And so by having this automated conversation, I'm talking to all these people at once. Once you nail down the messaging on how to communicate with people individually, you can scale it on the other side.
Love it.
It's like serious.
Absolutely love it. Yeah. So just to like, I don't want to make that like go over anybody's head. Molly's basically creating content on a page or in a group, something like that. Someone leaves a comment, and then this messenger bot from a tool called ManyChat, which we can, again, we'll drop that in the show notes, right? From a tool called ManyChat can automatically have all these kind of individualized conversations with each person, right? Which is, again, just the same way, just engaging more people. And that's where, you know, we're deepening the relationship. We're taking them off the content and then presenting them with an offer, right? In the sort of like one-to-one messaging kind of like setup, you know, like in that environment. And I absolutely love that. It's gold. That is absolute gold. I love that.
And because of what you said, like you got specific about the problem. So super like lightning round. I just want to show some really easy hand-raising conversations. So this is one of our clients, Maria Elizabeth, who's a relationship coach. She said, I'm excited and nervous that Patrick and I are soon going to start going live here together on Facebook. We'd love your support as we get ready to share this in a new way. So please cheer us on below. 179 people commented on this. We know that they know she's going live. She sends them messages and says, hey, do you want to join us for the live video? Yes, I do. Then they buy things from her. This one, so easy. I did a training. If I did a training sharing how I lost 17 pounds by eating more, would anyone be interested? Within 3 days, she had a high ticket sale from this. And she was worried that her VSL wasn't finished. And I said, you've got to go jump into Samcart and follow the VSL script that they teach you over there. No joke. That's what I did. But I said, but until then, don't worry about it. Just tell people the VSL is coming because the videos are not the thing. The conversations are the thing. And then this, I did already have this in here. So this is that video that I showed you where it's like, comment below to get access to this thing. And it wasn't a fancy video with my beautiful fancy camera that Scott taught me how to use. This is a phone video in a hotel. I'm like sitting on a couch. It's magic.
I love it. The lo-fi stuff too. That's another thing, you know, a lot of people I'm sure ask themselves is, you know, going and creating this kind of content. If I want to get on video, do I need what I'm doing or what Molly's doing or something like that? And the answer is heck no. You want to know what some of our best converting ads are right now? And I mean, literally, if I probably pulled up our 10 best converting advertisements that we have running, probably 7 of them are like cell phone videos, you know what I mean? Where we purposefully go low tech and just sort of record some stuff. I mean, you know, it's like, anyway, whatever. You do not need that kind of stuff. I love that. Anyway, but Molly, you have great case studies. I want to keep blitzing through as many of these as we can. Guys, I will call out one more time. A last call for questions. Drop your questions at 512-812-7894. We've got 4 or 5 I want to hit after we kind of dive through some of the stuff with Molly, which means we're already going to be over time. But if we ask really, really nicely, I think Molly will stick with us. So
I will. I'm actually messaging someone right now to tell them I'm maybe going to be late because I'm here with you, which I want to stay here with you. So, okay, so because this is E. All right.
This is the TikTok doctor.
This is Dr. E, which her name is Efrat Lamondre, but she goes by Dr. E. And this is, I took this screenshot just a couple of days ago, which now she has, you know, just yesterday I took this screenshot, but now she's booked over 400 appointments. And I really want to highlight the fact that she stuck with this. So we started, she has an Instagram that's doing really well, like with engagement and stuff. There may be, I don't know how many followers they have, maybe like 10,000 followers on Instagram. She started doing the Facebook Lives, which were working, but we weren't getting the same traction like that Stephanie has. And so we were playing with, like, her videos were awesome. We had some sales coming in. We had, you know, she was bringing in like 10 high ticket clients a month, which was great. And she was like, I really feel like we could get this to take off more. So she took it upon herself to decide to use our framework on TikTok. And by sticking with it, all of a sudden, one of those videos took off. She's listening to the questions from her community and continuing to show up and serve. She has her team members having conversations because they started getting so many comments, like, you know, a couple months ago.
Wow.
We have an entire system with her team to reach out. But the real magic is in how we structured and positioned her offers. And then she consistently showed up and created content and then had those conversations. Do you want to see the actual video?
I would love to see this video. So again, anybody at the very beginning of today's call, we talked about this. So anybody who's kind of joined us since the very, very beginning, was this one woman, Molly, a client of yours, who created a video on TikTok, one freaking video, like, was shot with a cell phone, right? 150,000 followers gained since Sunday of this week, and is now booked 400 appointments on her Calendly, right? To close sales, you know what I mean? To turn into and sell stuff and become this kind of person. So 2.2 million views. Is that what you said, Molly?
And what's also bananas is we got nervous about what 2.3 million.
2.3 million views. Okay. So give me the background. What's the topic? Like, why did she choose
as opposed to my colleagues?
Sorry. Okay. Go on.
Yeah.
Great point. So what she realized, because she's paying attention to the videos and she's like studying how people are reacting, which I love. And then, you know, we meet once a week and we talk with her team and everything like that. She's I have 2 private clients. She's one of my few private clients. Yeah. So what she noticed is things like Alzheimer's have done really well for her. And there's like one down here that's about to hit 1 million. Maybe it's already hit 1 million and we're going to see it right now. It had 800,000 last time I checked. But functional medicine, insulin resistance, like things she at first did not think that would be like sexy enough to actually gain some traction. Right. Where's this 800K one? Do you see it? There's one here. Reduce your risk of cancer, right? So videos like this right here, doing super well. Then there was actually a TikTok trend, which was 5 things I would never do. And so she took that TikTok trend and applied it to
outside of just her world. Right. And following again, I mean, it's just people being willing to pay attention. Like we talk about the idea again of like a sprinkle of extra effort. You know what I mean? It means you're not just guessing. Yeah. You're not, what idea pops in the top of my head? I'll make a video about it. No. We are watching content. We're watching engagement. We're seeing what people are engaging with. And we're following the bigger trends too. I think I love that. No wonder this is sort of like the perfect storm of, you know, she put herself in the game by creating this kind of content. And watch what can happen is insane. Okay, awesome. I want to see it.
Super amazing. Okay, then look at this. Is the video. I'm just going to show you part of it.
5 things that I would never do as a functional medicine provider as opposed to my colleagues in conventional medicine. Now, full disclosure, I used to practice conventional medicine and I used to be guilty of these 5 things, but not anymore. And so to my colleagues, I say it's never too late to evolve. Let's go.
I also love how she's not like really negatively bashing them, even though this is something that she's saying like I wouldn't do. So she's not being like, nah, conventional medicine sucks, right?
By the way, I discuss each of these topics in my lives, my podcast, my YouTube. So whichever one you're interested in, go ahead and find it and get the details you're looking for.
So super subtle call to action in the beginning also to get people to go to other platforms, which I find so helpful because some people may find her here on TikTok. One of our clients who's in West Africa messaged me last night and said, oh my gosh, I have goosebumps everywhere as I'm telling this. She's like, is this your client E? And I said, yeah. She said, someone just messaged me here in West Africa. Let her know that she is known worldwide. Wow, so I texted her this morning at like 5:30 a.m. I was like, get ready to cry. And I sent her all the pictures. It's like,
amazing.
It's
magic. That's so hard.
So, and then the super subtle call to action right there is so great. And her other platforms have grown so much too. It's so cool.
Sure. Yeah, that's awesome.
I would never tell my patient that their thyroid is normal just by running the TSH. Make sure you ask for antibodies.
It is awful quiet, Molly, like really hard to hear it. But I think like in general, you know, like the middle of this video, I'm sure, is like.
Oh, I didn't turn it around. I didn't turn my microphone around. Sorry.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
It's okay. Keep going. Yeah. So the meat of it is that she's calling out very specific things. And if you look in the chat, I wouldn't know what a TSH is because I've not been concerned about my thyroid, but people who are concerned about their thyroid, they are very specifically like, look, it's important for us to check T3 and T4. Then what she was able to do with this video was individually call out all of these different niches, because she goes into like PCOS and all these different things in here, which people are like freaking out in the chat. So grateful because they finally feel seen.
I love that. I think, like I always call that industry lingo. You know what I mean? If you're the one using industry lingo, right, then you have so much more of a chance. It's the same conversation as earlier. You know what I mean? Like the esthetician lady is, we create stuff that's for a specific audience. That audience is going to freak out and say, you're talking about me. And like, it's in the chat, engagement, comments, and feeds this machine that, of course, this is an insane example on TikTok. It's unreal, right? But the same rules of engagement, right, apply literally everywhere. The kinds of content that we have always made, where we're more specific and we're calling out a smaller number of people and talking about something about them in their life, right, is you can create these kind of opportunities. And I love that, it's just sort of awesome content, quick call to action, engage the people who engage, and watch it take off. I think that's such a great little, snowball effect there.
It's so cool. And then make it easy for them to book a call. So her consult link is just the thing right there. It's like, it's just a link to book a call right there. So instead of having you guys are such a great example of this, right? Like if we go to, I have a Samcart page that I can show you. Ooh, are you ready? Let's see if I can remember it. Oh, IG. Okay. So if we see like this page that I created just all inside Samcart, this here leads to, through all the magic, it like tells what it is. But then here, it makes it super, super easy that people can pay what it's worth because they're going to do that, but then they can easily add our other products onto this. And sometimes our pay what it's worth thing turns into like $400 by starting with something that someone could pay us just $1 for. And so we make it super, super easy to solve a problem right away and let them self-select into the other problem.
I love it so hard. Yeah. 2 features to call out there. The pay what you want thing is super, super powerful. Everyone should be using this feature. It's just such a great conversions on pay what you want products are enormous. I mean, there's just something about it. It's just so simple. And then Molly, I love what you're doing with order bumps here. And they're really quick, really sweet, but you have 4 different things that someone can say, cool, I want that. I want that. I want that. Right. And not everybody's going to buy all of them, right? But Molly, if you had to guess how many people that buy this pay what you want offer add something else to their order, right? One or more of these order bumps before buying. What percentage of people do you think?
Well, and even in addition to the order bumps, they add more than $1, so it's like they bump up the price themselves. Like we've had people self-select to pay $97 for this because it's that valuable to them. And then they add this on. I should have those stats and I really couldn't guess, but it happens all the time. And we have it set up inside our Slack channel where we have a little messenger bot inside Slack that is named Bobby after my grandma. And she's like, hey, this person just purchased. And I see it happen all the time. I'll get those actual numbers for you because I don't know.
I love it. No, it's all right. Yeah, it's generally speaking, we know that Samcart order bump converts somewhere about 37% is the average that someone would say, cool, I want to add some more. But I just be curious.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, how many people are going to say willingly go and spend more money, which is a great feature.
Wait. And then that is the sign that you can go follow up with those people, because the people who buy more upfront like that, you can segment through them and then go say, oh my gosh, I saw you added this. Did you get access? So cool. What's your biggest takeaway? Blah, blah, blah.
Double down on your best customers, right? And watch your business soar, right? Absolutely love that for sure. Molly, I think I want to take a quick break and answer like 4 or 5 really quick hitting questions. Is there anything else that you like really, really desperately want to show? I want to make sure we give you.
Nope. That's like the summation of what I wanted to make sure that we did. So we are good. Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I do want to say really quick before we dive into some of these questions, if you guys enjoyed this session today with Molly, I'm trying to get me and you up top. There we go. If you guys enjoyed everything, Molly, this has been so fun, so awesome to look at. Great, just tactical, great stuff to kind of like dive in. Text, hell yes, right? Give Molly some props over at the text number right here. Always love having those and sharing those with people after the call is over. But certainly would love to see those of you guys who are with us and been sticking with us the entire time, right? Drop some love for Molly down there at the chat line, or those of you guys watching on Facebook. On Molly's side, of course, drop some comments. Love seeing that. Always so great to get all of that kind of stuff. Okay, Molly, some questions that we have.
Yes.
Let's start with, okay, I want to start with, okay, when it comes to like content of a video, right? Somebody asked, I don't want to get on camera, right? Like, does using text and graphics instead of being on camera like this have the same effect? Or is it the kind of thing where you feel like being on camera gives you an advantage? Like, how do you play that out?
I was trying to just use my Molly puppet to do this, but it didn't work very well.
There you go. I like it. Yeah.
I mean, I think depending on your audience, depending on your community, right? Sometimes you don't need to use your face, but I do feel that if maybe it's not going to be you, if it's going to be the people, like someone on your team as a representative. Like I was the main brand ambassador for Be Live for 5 years. So they didn't, Daniel is now doing his own videos, the CEO of Be Live, but for a long time, I was the main person doing them. And I have a stat that I would love to share. Can we bring my slides back up again real quick? Please?
Yes, we can. Here, I got it.
So 92% of marketers say that video is an important part of their marketing strategy. And if you look at this one, this is like the video people who are actually using it. In 2016, it was only 61%. But now in 2022, it's 86%. And so what I find to be the huge opportunity is the fact that, like, if we go here, there's only 8% of businesses that aren't really using video. And so if you're not going to be on camera, I would suggest that you do something a little more than just text on screen, because you've got to find a way to stand out. And the thing that's really cool about it being your own face on camera is that no one else has your face. So
I saw this documentary one time though called Face Off that I think no one else has your face is such a great way to say that, in that you are unique and it's you and it stand out and stuff like that. So, for years, and like Molly, I'm sure maybe you'll remember this, right? For years, Brian and I never got on camera ever, like ever. We were always like slideshows, record your screen, talk over it, right? And that became kind of a style that people kind of came to recognize. So like, I think it can kind of go both ways, but I do think that even if it's like a picture, you know what I mean? Even if it's like something,
or like the little gifts that these little, I mean, I have gifts, right? It doesn't need to be you speaking. I often even say like people, I mean, Pamela was having a hard time hearing things on her side. So Pamela, I got you. I don't think people even need to hear your voice necessarily sometimes. If they're reading the description and then they're seeing you moving, they recognize that you're a person they can trust, right? Which is why it's why I only wear black V-necks apparently. And it's why I infuse my own, like not only my own gifts, but I'll use other gifts in my slides too, just to like incorporate, like movement and connection.
Yeah, for sure.
I get, another example is, like the Geico commercial is a great example that they use a lizard. It doesn't need to be a person. They're using a lizard. So if you have the skill set or the budget to hire a lizard to do your videos, that could work.
I don't know if the last time we went to Petco was, but lizards are pretty cheap. It's the training that takes that long. And that's the problem. But no, I love that. I think the most important thing, and that was Connor that answered that question. So Connor, thank you for asking that one, is like, there's got to be an element of uniqueness to you. And we talked about at the very, very beginning, right? Is people who can cut through that noise are people who are winning right now, right? And so, I'm not going to say and dictate, like, you have to get a camera. You've got to be on camera. You got to do this and put your face out there and all that kind of stuff. But I will say you've got to get unique. You've got to get, something really, I don't know. There's got to be some element to it that's like, oh, yeah, I remember that face. I remember that brand. I remember that thing because it's unique and it's you and it's something about it there. So I think it's a great answer.
And just as an example, we create these little GIFs. We have 72 million views on our GIFs. Remember I told you that one was really 6.9 million views.
My goodness. Wow.
And it's all like, if we look at it, and I finally have just gotten over the fact that like, I don't need to approve any of these. Some of them I look really horrible in, but I think it's funny, so I don't really care. But like, I mean, this one I created with my sister on purpose in the plane, but I just let them like pick out. My team now does it. I used to do it myself, but these are all different gifts that are shared. And we had a video. There's Scott's best friend, Charleston. We had a video that was shared on Christmas Eve, 70,000 times. It was me saying, I wonder if I can find it here, me saying that does not work. And it was an old, not a video, sorry, it was a GIF of me saying that does not work. And it was on Christmas Eve of 2020. And I realized that it was because everyone was texting their family members like, nope, that doesn't work. And they all ended up sharing my face to deliver that message, which I thought was so funny.
I love
like
it.
There's some of Scott and I cheersing with a Sam Cart mug. But by just sharing these little teeny tiny moments, they end up getting picked up, and your face is more important than your logo these days, I find.
I love that. Yeah. I think it's a great thing. Yeah.
They go
Not
on
that again,
forever.
I really don't like, I don't think everybody has to be on camera and do this kind of stuff. I do think that it is the easiest opportunity to create recognition, right? It is the easiest opportunity for you to create something where it's like, oh yeah, I remember that person. You know what I mean? And that's really valuable. That's really worth something. So
okay,
love it.
Here's another example though, is what happened with Jarvis. Like they, Jasper, they realized people were speaking to their tool as if it was a character. So they created this robot, and it's now, we all talk about this thing in third person.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. You know what I mean? And that's, it's that memorable cut through, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's just something different than every day that they experience with other brands and tools and things like that. Right. So yeah, I absolutely love that. Big win there. Okay. Awesome. I think we got two more that I want to hit up here.
Okay.
Right.
We can close my slides again.
Okay. Yeah. We'll bring it back down. This one did not come in with a name, but it came in a little bit ago, right? It said, I've had a hard time finding my ideal clients, right? And it's a little bit of an explanation. It said, hard time finding my ideal clients. One of my biggest issues, I'm in the franchise consulting industry, right? I'm looking for them on Facebook. Ideal client, 28 to 55, net worth of at least 100K. They've got cash. How do I find those people? So like,
okay,
not that we necessarily need
can we keep my slides up? Keep my screen up because I'll do something here. Keep going, but I'm going to do an example.
Yeah. So not that we need to answer like, how does this one person find their ideal client? But the idea, of course, is everyone's trying to find their ideal client. What are some of your favorite ways to sort of identify? You talked about this a little bit at the beginning, but someone's trying to find that ideal client. How? What do they do? How do they start?
So the fact that they're sharing, it's a franchise owner who is making this much money, all these things. That's awesome. And then what we'll do is we look at these other, it's kind of like the awareness playgrounds. Where are they spending time? And now it may be harder for you as like a franchise owner. I'm going to just try it because that's not anything that I don't even know how to spell franchise. There it is.
Never spell in public. Never do it.
Oh my gosh, I do it all the time, which is why I spell my acronyms wrong on purpose.
So nerve-wracking.
Check this out. Nobody realizes Facebook is actually a search engine. Franchise secrets, franchise business opportunity, franchise opportunities, business and franchises for sale. I mean, all of these
group you see on this page. The numbers are a little small, a little tough. I think I saw one that was
117,000. That's small businesses supporting small businesses.
Small businesses. Yep, for sure. Yep.
3,000, 6,000, 10,000.
Absolutely, man. So great.
Okay, now we could look at pages.
I was going to say, and one of my favorite notes on this as well for anybody else is go find subreddits. Reddit is the most underutilized tool for finding ideal clients and figuring out what websites they hang out at. What are they talking about? Who do they follow on Twitter? Like what magazines do they read? Like all those kind of things. I guarantee if you went and looked on subreddit or looked on reddit.com, you would find a subreddit about owning franchises. You would find one about small business investing. You would find one about everything to do with that kind of stuff. Anyway, I love that. Yeah. And here we are looking in Reddit.
I used to use this. Brian Harris suggests that.
Yeah, best thing would definitely go to communities, hit communities up there at the top. So instead of posts or comments, like right now you're kind of looking at individual things. And here you go. So these are called subreddits, right? It's r/whatever. And yeah, you got franchise tips, right? And I'm sure you should probably just
Wait, where's that?
yeah,
The
entrepreneur
franchise tips. Look at
There
that.
you go. Yep. Small business had 850,000 people in it. Really, really, really recommend these as far as places to go find your niche. Get in here and do the same thing because it's the same idea as all the other social media platforms. Everything else that Molly's talking about. Get in here. Get in these top comments. Right. Here's the cool things about Reddit too is like it is immediately apparent, and you can find top posts and the most controversial topics and things like that with literally like one filter. Like it's literally like sort by controversial, and you'll find stuff that like people love, hate. You'll find things that are super popular, or find like all kinds of stuff like that. Anyway, go check out Reddit. Highly, highly recommend it.
I love it. I wonder if I logged in, I probably am in a bunch of vocal coaching things or a confident, like when I first started, Brian Harris recommends that. So I probably haven't logged in like 5 years, but
right.
I should do that more. You don't even have to log in to find these things though. I'm not even logged in.
For sure.
So cool. And then like, you can look at this, the franchise king. I don't know who that dude is, but watch this. Let's try it.
Got a guy. Yeah, there's a guy. Go check him out. You know what I mean? Go. What other pages does his community hang out in? All that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And then I can go to, but I'm not going to be a creeper and just go steal his clients, right? But if I want to see, like, maybe I go to YouTube. Here's another. Are we okay to rabbit hole this for a second?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's keep going.
Okay. I'm just going to see if he's on here. He is. Check this out. So I'm going to go grab him. Now watch. Can I show you something really crazy?
Yes.
Watch videos. Show me his videos.
So again, the question that was asked here at the beginning was, how do I find my target audience? And so we did a live sort of thing with this guy's question. We were talking about looking for franchise owners. We found this person who is the king of franchises, apparently, and this is the perfect kind of person. And so now it's like, okay, Molly, now we're diving into his content, finding his top videos. Like, what are we looking for?
Yeah, so we're looking at his videos, and then we sorted them by most popular.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can see the most popular things here, right? And then I can go in and look at how much can you make in a franchise, and are there people here? Yes.
Awesome.
93 people like this, comments. Whatever.
You could go make a video right away that's like, hey, here's the top 3 most profitable franchises. Here's, it's like you take this idea that you're looking on this guy's channel has proven that this is a popular topic, and go make content around that on your own, right? But it is the ultimate shortcut.
And so then, or you take this as a question and you go into one of these franchise groups and you ask this question: how much can you make in a franchise? And then you've got people commenting.
And it's snowball on it goes, right? I love that. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
So go find popular stuff and say it in a different way. You know what I mean? Bring it back to wherever you're at and say that stuff in a different way. But I love that. That was great. A cool little like live case study thing there. Awesome. Very, very cool. Molly, one question that we always have to ask, and I'll go ahead. Let me bring
okay.
That one. Okay. Always have to ask one. This question comes in from Norm. Norm, what's up, man? You're a boy. Norm always loves asking the question. He technically had a different question because you mentioned something very close, and then I'll ask Norm's question to close us out. Norm said, what is an example of a weekly dose of joy? Molly mentioned before that on Saturdays, she emails her list, right? And brings people to something on social as a way of sort of just, again, we're cross-pollinating the engagement. We're sort of using this asset of email subscribers to get engagement over here and grow social media followings and bring more people in, all that good stuff. And you send out a weekly dose of joy. Norm asked, what is an example of a weekly dose of joy? And then we will ask the final question, which is Norm's big question that he asked.
Okay, I'm excited. So I'm actually going into my ConvertKit right now. And I have been honestly pleasantly surprised by the, like you're seeing my entire thing here, but pleasantly surprised by the open rates. Like this had a 28% open rate, 3 signs of a good Labor Day weekend. That's so cool. And so this is what I sent.
I love that.
Yeah. Happy Labor Day weekend here in the US and Canada. We're celebrating and taking time off to play. And whoa, we may have played a little too hard with our families or whatever. So here's a glimpse of the fun that I'm showing a little behind the scenes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all I did was, ready for it? Oh, do I have to log in? I hope I don't. Watch.
Oh, I love it. It's personal, light, fun stuff, right? I love that.
And that was the one, actually, that wasn't my weekly dose of joy. That was the one I sent on Labor Day. But I did send the dose of joy one before that. Then I think also here, your weekend dose of joy, 30% open rate, even better.
Goodness
That's
gracious.
cool, yo.
That is
And
next
I didn't
level.
even send it to
listen,
anyone
I think the big takeaway for me on that one, right, is this is just like one of those really fun things where everyone looks the same. And here's Molly sending some emails that feel and look different. Like,
Yeah.
if there's one thing, you know what I mean, that I think everybody here should take away from is here are outsized results, right, from just being willing to be a little bit different, right? This email doesn't
And
look,
being
it doesn't
willing
look
to be a little bit more you. It's
Totally,
like being
yes,
to recognize what matters to you, and being positive is something that since I was in high school, I've been made fun of for. And I finally just decided to celebrate the haters and be like, whatever, I stand for joy.
I love it.
So here's what I did, like, celebrate the haters. And I said, I did this. I told the story, like, after jumping back to my business tip live streams, someone left this comment, which was, Nugget, this blows.
That is amazing.
And so I did a little video on Instagram showing the comment and then saying, like, here's how to handle your haters, right? And I led traffic then to our Instagram video. Then I also gave the full value. So this is actually like a business video, but I tied it in with my weekly dose of joy. It's like my newsletter. And then I shared Dr. E, which actually I didn't even know that her video was going to take off at this point. This was before that.
Blowing up.
And then I advertised my upcoming workshop. Amazing.
So sick. Absolutely love that. Very, very, very cool. Okay, awesome. Well, Molly, that brings us to the very, very final question that we always love asking, which thank you guys again. By the way, the numbers on the screen, give Molly some more shout out. I love seeing all the comments. We're going to share those with Molly after we are done. But thank you guys so much for joining us for today's Creative Live session. Molly, what we close out with always, right? Is a question again. Is from Norm. So Norm, shout out. What's up? The question is, what is something that brings you joy?
Is that really what it is?
That is 100% the answer. It is asked every single time. It has been every single Creative Live so far. Yeah.
Okay, first of all, what brings me joy is that question, because that's such a sign.
I was literally
going to
say, answering that question is going to bring joy. I love it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's so many things. I really love driving my kids to school. I love more than I don't. So I love singing and dancing with them. A lot of things bring me joy. This brings me joy. Let me show you. I don't know if it's going to work. I think it might be broken, but we'll see.
So good. Look at that thing.
My little dancing messenger bot.
Doesn't even matter.
Oh, it's definitely working. Also, the banana phone. Do you know about the banana phone?
I have seen the banana phone many, many times, and it is amazing.
It's how you call your gratitude into the universe. So, like, lots of things bring me joy. But I'd say more than anything, just like connecting with humans, and I love this.
I love it. I love it. And you're clearly shown us today how connecting with people and building those kind of relationships open opportunities that create revenue and can clearly, really, really, truly change results in a massively positive way. So I hope everybody is taking these things to heart. We will send out show notes. We'll send out the reminders. The replay will go out live inside of the Creator Live app. But Molly, thank you so much for your time. This was almost a full 2 hours, almost broke a record. We just blew right through that one. Thank you so much for moving stuff around. Yeah, thanks for bringing your team. Thanks for bringing your audience onto this side of the fence. So
yeah, I'm so glad y'all were here too.
Former audience, all of our Creator You Live folks, thank you guys so much for joining us. We will see you all in the next edition of Creator You Live. Thank you, Molly. We'll see you soon.